All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Providence Lucha Talk. This is Luisito.
J. Aguila.
And we had a good week. I would say a good weekend, good week, and especially yesterday for Wednesday, a good week of wrestling. A lot of things happened, especially yesterday, which was, I think, I'm little by little I'm converting to AEW. I know AEW is one of the, I should be supporting it, but I also like I know what we have over there, but I'm like I like the developmental for NXT, but little by little AEW is giving me more and more to. I'm loving it even more, and I'm converting over to the dark side to AEW, which is pretty cool.
It's not much of the dark side. It's more of the company that just, they just stick to the ground. You know what I'm saying? They did not change any of their formula in any shape or form. They try to stay as consistent as possible, and I think that's really the key when it comes to when it comes to show business. And of course, you can follow our show business on YouTube, the Facebook page, the Instagram, as well as Twitter, the Providence Lucha Talk, as well as our audio contact on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I'm gonna be frank once again. I've been hiatus. All right, I have not been watching wrestling as I should. To the fan, you people deserve better, but my opinion in this show somewhat matters, so it's gonna I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say regardless, and see how today's show works. But Luisito, I think you said something that was really impressive about AEW from this past show, and it was about the ratings.
Yeah,
what happened with the ratings?
One of the highest, I think probably the highest rating that they had. I think they had 901,000 views, and NXT has 753, which I feel NXT kept, they're at par. So they're not getting any better, any worse, but they're giving you a consistent product, which is what WWE does. But AEW, they had those 2 hours felt longer than the 2 hours. Not in a bad way, but they were able to put so much content into it because they gave us matches, they gave us like championship matches, they gave us a tag team, they gave us a little bit of everything, and it kind of like they were able to give us a variety of basic variety show for wrestling, and it was a good how you especially you're very a critic for them, good beginning, good middle, good end. Yep. This show had probably one of the best setup, beginning, middle, end, and also the after show after they went off air. Moxley had a little message for MJF on their Twitter. So it was good aftermath for their marketing as well, which was great.
I mean, this give me such pride of being a fan of AEW. You know what I'm saying? This give me such a joy to know that there is more to us, as us, I mean the group, you know what I'm saying, the follower of AEW than ever before, because the vision is there. You know what I'm saying? I believe that Cody Rhodes, I believe that Tony Khan, sorry, blanked out on his name. They took a big risk, and with big risk, this is like one of the big reward, and I think more is going to come from it too. If I may just read the play-by-play from yesterday real quick for us. So the show rating was close. It only was 100,000 short of reaching 1 million viewers last night. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and before beginning, it's crazy because if they kept this trajectory, they like ratings wise, they could compete with Raw and SmackDown. So if they provide, especially Raw and SmackDown, they've been on a decline. If they give us shows like this and they acquire more people and are able to, with the assortment of people that they have throughout now that they're building the roster, they could possibly maybe instead of have everybody says Wednesday Night Wars, you could have Monday Night Wars or even Fridays, or potentially have another show to compete with WWE altogether, which is would be kind of crazy.
I believe in that. I really believe in that, and I believe that. I think what probably did most of the spike was Eric Bischoff, and perhaps the opener, which was the Dark Order I believe it was a 6-on-6 man match. So it was Dark Order versus the Young Bucks, FTR, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Page, which are the current tag team champions for AEW. And Dark Order won. That's mind blowing, Lucito. Like, what could have caused this win over this awesome 6-man tag team?
I feel like I see you're kind of like not confusing, but you would think just watching, like, listing out the people that are here, you would think FTR, you have manpower over a unit, Dark Order, that is top heavy and everybody else underneath Brody Lee, it's like whatever. But there's been miscues and kind of hints of the Hangman Omega situation.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the FTR guys got injured. I don't know if it's real or not, but part of the match he got injured, so he was taken to the back. But Hangman went with them. So basically, instead of being a 6-on-6 match, it became a 3-on-6 match for most of it. Then, yeah, I was like, all right, so is Hangman coming back? He did. But most of the attack Omega took from everybody else from the Dark Order. Even Colt Cabana got involved too. So Colt Cabana is joining the dark side of Dark Order, which is kind of interesting. Him turning and liking the feeling of winning. But at the end of the match, Hangman came back, hot tag and everything, and he almost did a buckshot clothesline to Hangman to Omega by accident, because Brody ducked it and he almost hit it, but they pulled Omega out of the ring. Then he got a clothesline from Brody Lee, which was a good finish because Brody Lee got the win, but Colt Cabana got the pin because they want him to give the kind of the win all the way through. But
make him feel good.
But if Hangman, like, I don't know if in being the lead they might touch on this a little bit, but if Omega goes back and watches the clip, he's gonna start, like, there's gonna be kind of like a feud between the two because he almost gets hit by the finisher of Hangman, and also he left them hanging by FTR. So now we see the division between the group that eventually they're gonna lose the title, hopefully pretty soon, which is a good story told between all six.
I mean, if that's the case, then this is something that's going towards then the new tag team titles. You know what I'm saying? The titles that 3-man team will be able to hold proudly. And if Heyman definitely joined FTR, like, they actually solidify that will be fire. You know what I'm saying? That is something that we all been hoping for since, like, the arrival of FTR. So I'm pretty excited for that, honestly. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, they're the elite. Yeah. They're gonna be fine. I don't think Kenny Omega really needs the belt. You know what I'm saying? I think what he really needs is more of a story. The more he has a story, the better it is for people to continue to ride with him, believe in him, and be able to just have him. And the post that he'd been putting on Instagram too, Throwback Thursdays and Tuesday, are his, like, dark side persona. You know what I'm saying? The cleaner, the evil Kenny, the suit Kenny, all of these guys, we might be seeing them real soon. So I guess the idea of what Matt was doing with all of his characters during the match, I could see that with Kenny Omega. That would be so awesome to see that from him. Oh my God, I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. That is so awesome. Best Friend versus the Proud and Powerful. I'm glad Power and Powerful are doing single tag team matches, but the loser streak is too higher than the wins. Luisito, what did it cause this loss to our Puerto Rican brothers?
It was I feel like I don't mind them losing against, they Best Friends need all the help they can. Proud and Powerful, they're in their circle. They have all the help and hype that they can. But there was a miscue between the two, and Trent got the pin, which was cool. But after the match, they vandalized the van of the Best Friends. So
the mom. Yeah. Was the mom in there?
No, the mom's not there. So next week, I think it's gonna be a rematch between the two. But I'm telling you, they like destroyed the van. Like how will you see it in the projects? Like, no tires, graffiti, broken window, like crazy. So yeah, it was crazy. So then next week he was like, you get a rematch with us. So part 2 of this, and you get to apologize to Proud and Powerful has to apologize if they lose to his mom over voicemail, which is hilarious. But it's a good story.
Over what?
Over
voicemail.
Like voicemail, speakerphone. Yeah. So which is hilarious. So it's a good way for them to like continue the story and kind of keep the best friend kind of like
relevant.
Little kid story, because OC Orange Cassidy kind of broke off from they're still with them, but Orange Cassidy is his own man right now. So you need to maintain best friends relevant because your superstar of the group is doing big things with Jericho. And that's going to be crazy for the following weeks, which is amazing.
Which, again, Jericho definitely is doing a great job in helping build out Orange Cassidy. Because many people, and I really mean many people, have critiqued Orange Cassidy as a bum, as a lazy guy, as a non-wrestler. And if Jericho continue to help him and push him, Jericho could be truly the demo god. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And with this debate, special guest was Eric Bischoff. Wow.
Yeah.
After many years that he has not been on TNT, he finally returned to a wrestling program on TNT, guys, and did his thing. I am super duper jealous because I can't front. I can now try to pretend that I watched it and that I enjoyed it. No, I have to just be a little bit upset on myself, but excited for the future of TNT, AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, it was. And I feel like they've been. This is a good story been told since they had their feud, and there was a lot of people. I think somebody leaked it like after it was before it was announced. But for me, like the people that I was expecting was him, Eric Bischoff.
Okay.
I was expecting Wade Barrett. They got Wade Barrett.
Wade.
Yeah, because he's more now as a like commentator, like more producer and kind of like, and especially his whole gimmick. Bad News Barrett. I know he can use it, but like use something like that to be moderator. I was thinking of him. Same thing with There's a couple other people, but I was like, it has to be somebody connected to Jericho. And also that a lot of people know, because why so much hype for somebody that kind of unknown? But it was I forgot what's the other guy that I was thinking. But there was another guy, and I was like, I'm glad it's Eric Bischoff, because I think he appeared in the beginning when AEW started, kind of a little bit of the hype. Then he kind of vanished for a while. So I don't know if he's gonna continue partake in AEW. But the debate was great. The questions was hilarious. And we finally got to see what Orange Cassidy sounds like, and he spoke, which is good.
No, well, first of all, he already been spoken.
Yeah, but not so eloquently with his answers about the ocean.
I guess he did not see the YouTube of episode with shot of Brandy where Orange Cassidy did do a lot of talking. Like, the man could talk.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe in him from the moment he got to that show, because like, how can you join a cooking show and not talk?
True.
Imagine if that was the bit the whole time.
He'll stay in. That'd be great. That would have been, I think, not better, but they would have got more of a reaction of him saying,
"Shut up, nah, okay. Nah, man."
Like that would have been a good bit. But overall, the debate was great, and the message that he said and questions were funny, and it was just like it was a good segment overall. Like this and the MJF last week was like they keep building on promos overall, and it was just even better throughout.
Okay, fair. I changed my background because why not match it?
True.
Boom. So, I have to do my homework, guys. I have to go and find a YouTube. Shout out to all those people who pirate and post it on YouTube within 24 hours. I appreciate you. Because TNT pricing is a little bit wilding, but whatever. I have to watch this whole episode because it seems like it's fire. Like Sammy Guevara attacking Matt Hardy.
That was crazy. And that was not even, first of all, so Matt Hardy said, I'm not saying he's done with the multi-universe and multi-ego, multi-personality stuff, but he's going to focus on Matt Hardy himself. So we might see Matt Hardy, the original Matt Hardy. And he's also, I like that he mentioned that he's there to help out people like Private Party. So we might, I know you don't like, Hardy Party, but I feel like him mentoring Private Party and people like that up the ranks, which is great because he's a veteran that's been there for over 20 years in the industry that you could take stuff from him, especially building. At the same time, he's also building a program with Sammy, which is great. The spot, I know Sammy got a kind of like a talking to about in the back. He threw a chair to Matt, and I guess it landed. He threw a little too hard, I guess, and it like Matt started bleeding like profusely. Then he did. I don't know if he looks like the one of the moves that John Morrison does, kind of like the Starship, like kind of like parkour move, and broke a table, then left. But that was a good moment because it's not bleeding. The blood was for real. Like you could see Matt's reaction, and it's a good way for building a program between these two for the next pay-per-view for All Out, which is gonna be great. And I hope it's a hardcore match or a cage match or something a little bit extreme.
Unsanctioned match.
Yeah, something extreme because they both need it and they could both work with each other at that level.
I agreed. I believe in everything what you said. If this keep happening of me not watching it, then I will sacrifice my Wednesdays to do something else. So AEW numbers just zoom, cause like, yo, that is hilarious to me. I can't believe that right there is occurring, and I'm happy for the future. I don't know what else I could say, but damn, I'm so mad at myself because it's so good. So good.
It was like I'm surprised like this week, like the last 2 weeks, I'm like, yo, this guy's missing out. But it's good that at least you have something to look forward to. And I don't know if it's like by accident or something, but I don't know, maybe you might be their lucky charm. You're not watching gains 200 million views. Like, yeah, you know, like
I'm the black cat. As soon as I start watching AEW, it's like numbers are doing 700 or tying with NXT, blah blah blah. So I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Maybe
so
give it another week and see what happens.
Oh, nah. That's not bad of a challenge right there. Like, I will sacrifice another week just to view it and see if I'm able to get like get them to 1 million. If I get them to 1 million next week from not watching the show, Luisito, you know the drill. Like, you make sure I don't even go close to a TV on Wednesday. I do everything else but that and watch it on Thursday to see how good the results were.
True.
Matt, Matt Cardona and Cody defeated Alex Ronaldo's and John Silver. So I'm guessing those two opponent were
Dark Order.
Dark Order. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
So
I was gonna call them jobbers, but
no. Well, they are jobbers, but jobbers from the Dark
Order.
Order.
Two people who attacked Cody at the end of the tag team match. Okay, yep.
I think this was probably not one of the worst match, not worst, but if I had to, I think they had
favorite.
No, I think they had. All right, so they had 5 matches. I would say this one's probably 5. Like from 1 to 5, this is like I will place it number 5 out of the card. So it's my lowest ranking one. Yeah, for me, the lowest
bottom
one.
2. Okay, fair.
Because it was just like this.
Wait, so you the Big Swole versus Reba was really entertaining for you?
Yeah, for me it was because you saw those who maybe don't know about Reba. She's a wrestler before, but nobody knows about her too much. So she showed a little bit hints of like her wrestling skill, which was good. And she's also athletic enough. She used to be a cheerleader for the Cowboys. I think for the Cowboys, yeah. She used to be So
she was in the NFL. We get it.
She's athletic, and some of the moves that she did was good. But I feel like that story between Big Swole and Britt Baker's been in progress for months. So at least we see the trajectory of where they're trying to go. But this match for Cody and Matt Cardona against the Dark Order, it was mostly for Matt Cardona. And it was just like, I would have preferred Matt Cardona be one-on-one rather than Cody. You know what I'm saying? Like this week, he could have had a match against somebody, against a jobber for the title, or somebody keep the TNT momentum going. But I think eventually we might see Matt Cardona against Cody for the title, but I don't think Cody's going to have the title by the time Matt Cardona gets to him. Because we had a challenge when Cody was leaving from Scorpio Sky.
I've been waiting for this moment. Yep. I've been calling this for so many episodes, and finally, when I'm not watching it, this is not a bit. This is life for Nelly. This is the real thing. Definitely. I am not watching next week because I need Scorpio Sky to take the belt.
Yep.
Scorpio Sky needs to take this belt.
Scorpio Sky kind of also went, basically cutting promos in AEW Dark, and on Tuesday he was like, "I want a piece of like basically a seat at the table." So basically, he wants to be in the big league. Because if you think about it, you haven't seen him on AEW Dynamite. And you've seen Kazarian. I see you've seen Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. Where's Scorpio Sky? So he's been like destroying Dark. I think he has probably one of the best records overall. And especially Dark. And he was like, I deserve more than this, even though Dark's not bad, but it's just like, all right, build your wins there and go challenge. So now his time to challenge. So I hope he gets it.
I hope too. I believe it. I want it for him. There's nothing more exciting to have, and not to sound like a shitty person or blunt, but we need a person of color wearing the belt on AEW. God damn. Like I thought Proud and Powerful was going to get the job done. Then I thought, we had Nyla Rose, and we also have Sheeta. You know what I'm saying?
And
shout out to those two, and Riho too. You know, the women division, sure, very diverse. Respect that. Cool. But again, when it comes to the men division, I love my Canadian brothers. I love my Caucasian brothers. But come on, let me get some color. You know, brown and red look good together. And him
but also
rocking that TNT belt is going to be freaking awesome.
I agree with you 100%. They should, not give opportunity, but diversity is good, period. Yeah. But I feel it should be earned, not given.
Scorpio Sky,
he's earned it.
You gave him his resume.
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like, put it in Pineapple Pete, because
which would be kind of good too. Just for
okay. What is it? Do we want entertainment, or do we want like people who earned it? Like
true.
Make them, but like if I were to say like Pineapple Pete should be rocking the TNT belt. Like he has a strong losing streak in Dark and AEW Dynamite. So no, Scorpio Sky has been the one guy since the tag team division. Actually, that's the only time we saw him in color, when he was the first tag team champion of AEW. That was it. After that, it was like.
And I feel like that what got me like more to think about that he could win it all the way, like he could take the title. I thought he was gonna challenge Moxley, but I was like TNT.
Too soon.
Yeah, but I was like TNT. There's no really number one person there, and we already have stories built in for AEW champions, which is great. But he, in his promo, he mentioned that I think I remember he's the only, basically his record, he has a winning record. Yep. And he's only one of the only two people that pin Chris Jericho. And one of them is currently the AEW champion. So him and the AEW champion pinned the former AEW champion. So why is he, you know what I'm saying? That he was like, why am I AEW Dark if I was one of the guys that pinned Jericho? So now he's in his target, so we have him against Cody, which is going to be great.
Yes. I'm 100% like, there's a 75% chance in my calculation that Cody Rhodes is going to still stay with the belt. But the fact that like Scorpio Sky is stepping up his game, you know what I'm saying? He's putting his face on the line for people to know who he is, what he does, and where he been doing, and how he been doing it. It's just been like, finally, you know what I'm saying? Because I never wanted, first of all, Christopher, as much I love Christopher Daniels and all, like he should never be on TNT Dynamite, right? He should stay in Dark. Frank and Scorpio Sky doing tag team matches, that's enjoyable. But if we could get more Scorpio Sky, give him some, like at least a 5-minute, 2-minute match, you know what I'm saying? That's not too hard to ask. That's not too much. Oh my God, but I'm so happy. I'm really happy. I'm really excited, and I can't wait for not watching next week. Guys, this is the promo. I would not be watching AEW next week. I'll be watching it the following day to believe that 25% Scorpio Sky get this W.
Yeah, he needs all the help. He doesn't need all the help, but knowing how Cody is and kind of nepotism and stuff, so I don't know if he's trying to hold it.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. That's beautiful, because think about this, right? We believe Cody, and because he's EVP or half on or whatever his title is, we believe he's going to get the stay with the title by 75%. But what about if part of the 25% is because Matt finally turns on Cody?
That has to happen. Like, there's no point of bringing somebody like him back unless there's a bigger picture that everybody's been talking about, and I even brought it up a couple of times about the 4 Horsemen. You could have Cody.
Well, I started that
Yeah, but
conspiracy talk here.
Cody,
Yeah.
Matt
Cody.
Cardona,
Matt. Okay, go ahead.
Sean Spears.
Sean Spears.
Basically, the mid card of WWE being, if you
I,
think about
I,
it,
I,
all of them are where used to
I'm
be.
doing the respondent echo effect, so just
And I forgot who else we could put in there, but basically, whoever was in the mid card that came over from WWE. So we had, the Perfect 10, Sean Spears. You have Matt Cardona. You have Cody. I don't know who else I could think of. Or
the only person I could think of is between Mr. Brody or John Moxley.
Or Moxley will be after he loses the thing. That wouldn't be.
What?
But because if you think about it, the Four Horsemen used to be. They all have different skills and talent within the group.
Yeah, but Arn and his brothers were tag team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and Cody and Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona were not team up together, but they teamed up together. You could even put what's his name, Cody's brother in there. He kind of could be
Dustin
the Ric Flair.
Rhodes?
He could be the OG of the group.
No. Let the man retire.
But I'm saying he don't have to do too much, but do something like that. Or I don't know who else I could.
Okay, so if we're going
even
down
Matt
this rabbit
Hardy?
hole, because
Matt Hardy in there too, maybe.
No. FTR. I would definitely put, the Perfect 10, Sean Spear.
Mm-hmm.
My fourth pick, again, no other than the FTW heavyweight champion of the world, Brian Cage, with Taz being his advocate.
It'll be too many managers in there.
Managers,
not manager, but like advocates, like the speakers or whatever. But I would swap Cage for Cody. If you do FTR, Sean and Cody, that wouldn't be too bad.
But Cody is still elite. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he's still elite
because everything.
And he also has the. But again, he cannot be in 3 type of units. You know what I'm saying? He cannot be with the Nightmare Family, which is his original stable. He then can also be backing up the elite. You know what I'm saying?
But he hasn't been doing nothing for the elite. He's done the YouTube stuff, but he hasn't been when they needed help and stuff. He hasn't been involved unless Jericho was involved or whomever. You know what I'm saying? Or like
that's the only time. So it's like he doesn't even know. He said it, I think, in a previous promo before the coronavirus. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm elite." Oh no, I think that's after he won the championship.
And I don't think he is not honorable mention, but he's kind of honorable mention for the elite, but he's not the elite because when he became a free agent, everybody new joins the elite, but he's not OG elite. No. So like, if for example, I don't think ever gonna happen, but it's, let's say AJ Styles moves on from WWE and he goes. Never. No, but I'm saying, let's say hypothetically, he's an OG elite. Yes, him and AJ and Omega and them. Finn Balor, yes. You know what I'm saying? There's people that have been in the Bullet Club and like elite that were part of them, but not Cody. It's just like he was there because they were the big group and he was kind of like running through every division, every title, through every company after he left the WWE.
Okay, so my argument about Brian Cage is that Brian Cage with Taz would definitely give more of a muscle. You know what I'm saying? The other person I also had in mind was Lance. Lance Archer would have been a nice add-on for muscle, but with the body type that he has, I feel like it's just going to be overshadowing everybody. You know what I'm saying? So with the FTW championship already be part of this elite group, you just need FTR to win the tag team naturally, right? And then you just need Sean Spear to either win AEW, which is really not in the picture, or he wins the TNT. And then guess what? I'm going to also give my secondary group. I would still have Brian Cage, FTR, and I will replace Sean Spear for MJF.
Or not Hangman?
¿Para qué? For what?
He needs something to latch. I don't think Hangman could survive by himself.
Okay, first of all,
he needs somebody.
The man was doing fine in Impact. The man was doing fine in Japan. The man was doing fine by himself in other locations without a group. You know what I'm saying? With this FTR in scenario that we're in, I think this is just only something to rip the tag team shit between him and
True.
Omega. And then I think FTR will definitely like backstab him for sure. You know, that's definitely, I'm foreseeing this and hoping that it does come true. But other than that, a solid 4 horsemen, warriors, Shogun, King, whatever you guys want to call them, the Emperors has to be either of the 2-4 groups that I mentioned. One with Sean Spear, the other one is with MJF. Because if MJF is able to win that tag team of the AEW heavyweight from Moxley,
He has to. He has
dude,
to.
Dude,
After all this stuff that they've been doing promos and he doesn't win, that's like the worst. Like, not this to like us fans, but it's just like he's earned it. He's worked all the way up. Promo, part none, and his in-ring stuff that everybody's been iffy about and kind of doubting. He's been getting better and better. He's got a submission. He got a finisher which matches the title. Like, I think it's Salt the Earth, which fits his character. And I think last week, I don't know if you can recollect. We were talking about him kind of cutting a promo on MJF that he doesn't copy anybody and he's original. I have to take that back or rephrase it because
what happened?
So he was cutting a promo that Moxley's trying to be similar to like Stone Cold and everybody's trying to copy different gimmicks. But the stuff that he just did about now, the campaign and everything, EC3 did it before in Impact, like 9 years ago. So you're basically, like, now I'm saying eating your words, but I'm like, dude, kind of fact checking everything that a couple of days after, like, the promo. I was like, wait, EC3 done this. It doesn't look as good as now because MJF, I don't know if he has the resources, the money, or whatever. This one looks way better.
Yeah, of
but
course. Yeah.
When EC3 was kind of campaigning to be champion in Impact Wrestling with, remember the Funkadactyl, the big guy, I forgot his name. Brodus Clay.
Yeah, Brodus
So
Clay.
he used to be his backup, and basically
he had another name though.
Yeah, but
no, Brodus Clay. I think it was like Bro Lee or something.
Yeah,
like
but listen, Brodus Clay from Funkadactyl, he was his backup, similar to what Warlow is. It's the same thing.
Ooh.
And I'm like, so you're talking about everybody not copying gimmicks, but you're a copy of EC3.
Look at you, Sherlock Holmes, doing homework and
so
shit.
I was just like, dude, like, you can't. Like, I was so hyped for him to be like, oh, he's an original. I'm like, no, you're just made it better. It's an improvement, but as you're copying what EC3 did with a better budget, like
way better budget, way better camera angles and graphics, everything, and all technology. The good technology.
They basically MJF is the Apple, because Apple copies everything. What Galaxy or whomever, they wait for basically Galaxy and all like Android phones do. They wait and improve on it. So
okay. First of all, it's not Android. It would be Windows. Windows was the foundation of Apple, but Apple made it better and consistent.
So basically, MJF is Apple and EC3
is Windows.
Windows, yes. Microsoft. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I agree with that analogy now because like
Android, EC3 back then, EC3 now, crazy. Like he's running through
TNA, yeah.
Through TNA, but he's running through everything, like promos, everything. It's incredible. Like I feel like he needed to go through his journey back to WWE to kind of get to his point now. This is kind of like his McIntyre moment when he came back to WWE. I feel this is gonna be his last like step back in Impact, which is great. And Moose, I don't think he's ready for EC3.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, right? Because we definitely want to talk about the Pat McAfee versus
Adam Cole
whole build-up match. At the end of the day, EC3 did the right move for himself, and he knew with AEW he probably would have certain limitation that Matt Hardy is so far is confronting with. So now that he's in TNA and he's able to do what he's doing now, the rating for them has been going up. You know what I'm saying? Slater as well is being in matches and slowly being in contendership for the belt. We got Kylie Ray ready to face Homegirl for the women's championship. So we're seeing a lot of improvement that these people that were put on the sideline, right? They were put on the sideline with the purpose of not helping other organizations to grow is now kicking the asses of those who were trying to oppress them. It's a beautiful thing. It's like poetic justice in a
Mhm.
sense. I am so if Eric Young could at least do something more
I think it's too
for
late for him.
TNA,
It's a little too late. He's gonna do
for
good.
TNA at
No,
least
he's gonna
something.
be a good vet and a good kind of like not kind of like stepping like what Sam Callahan is at the moment. That's what Eric
Okay.
Young's gonna be. But I feel like it's a little too late for him to like get another push. Like he's gonna cause chaos, which is he's good at and kind of fits his persona. But I don't think he could carry that division or maybe the X division. But I don't think any of the heavyweight titles. Maybe if he joins the group or he's able to form another group or whatever. But I think it's a little too late for him to kind of like take over.
Well, even if he does not take over a group, at least I'm having hope that his name or his talent
Mhm.
can at least display one more time. You know what I'm saying? Or be part of the production team to be able to build up TNA now that they have a strong veteran like EC3 and all of the other components that are in TNA since his absent. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, dude, if you guys are not giving TNA a chance on YouTube, my people, then I mean, like you're kind of missing out
Yeah.
because
They're a little
you
different
probably
too. Like I started watching them on Tuesdays. I normally catch some of the matches either on Instagram or
mm-hmm,
their
mm-hmm.
YouTube stuff. They are they're different than what we have. Because
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
they have a it's called a wrestling house, which is weird. It's basically like Rumble back in the day on NTV and stuff. They used to have like celebrities live in a house together, and like but you have different celebrities and they're trying to do sobriety or whatever. So but this one has a similar concept, but it's like comedy meets wrestling. So they all like are in one house on one stage and they all like cohabitate with each other, but then they
Mm-hmm.
get on each other's nerve instead of like arguing and stuff. They'd be like, I'll see you at the ring," and then cut to a ring set, and they start like settling their feud there. So it's like they give you some comedy at the same time they are producing matches title worthy. So it's like a good variety show, and it's different than what AEW and W has to provide. And it's still it's entertaining, and it's like it's a different watch. I feel like it's enjoyable, but it's different.
Okay. I mean, that's a great insight right there because our job as podcast hoster or whatever is the terminology nowadays is just to give you guys more of interest that there is more to wrestling than just WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we definitely we bash WWE because the lack of creativity, but we're also responsible to also enlighten you that like in New Japan they're doing a tournament
Yeah.
for the U.S. Championship. You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
and I don't know if he had to give it back, right? Moxley, because he couldn't make it to the tournament to when it first before pre-COVID, he couldn't make it because of injury whatever, so he had to forfeit the
Mm-hmm.
title. So that's going on, and also like, for example, like Tuesday we have Impact,
And the women's tag team
on YouTube, which was
and we
good,
also have AEW Dark.
and also Saturdays I know they have it back in the island Puerto Rico, but also you could catch up to it on YouTube and stuff. That's going on Saturday. So there's other styles and same thing. Ring of Honor, I still watch it here and there on TV. Still entertaining and completely different. That's kind of like the top indie show, but it's like it's crazy. And they even give you like flashbacks and kind of like old pay-per-views that they had and stuff. So it's a variety show. The only one that's not currently going on it's NXT UK. But I
Mm-hmm.
think we might see little by little. We're seeing people from UK in NXT, which we had.
Yep.
Yesterday we had the debut of Rich Holland. He's one of the top people in NXT UK and NXT.
Did he won yesterday?
No, but he didn't get pinned. So kind
Oh
of a
wait,
little
what?
bit. Let's go ahead.
Who won that triple threat?
Damian Priest. So it's Damian Priest, Only Lorcan, and Rich Holland.
Ew.
But
Ew.
Rich Holland, he did great. He was a big guy. He reminds me a little bit of Fit Finley with William Regal. So basically the toughness and like the
Mhm.
force of Fit Finley, but European style as William Regal, which was good. But the good thing about him that him not picking the loss, like the pin or the submission or whatever. This North American title tournament kind of switching over a little bit to NXT. So basically, there's 5 people for NXT Takeover 30. For the NXT North American title, we have Bronson Reed. We had Dexter Lumis, but he's out because of injury, and we have Damian Priest. So for now we have Damian Priest.
What happened to Dexter?
He got hurt. I think ankle injury or whatever.
In the match or like
I think it was after the match when he did the flip. But so we have 2 out of the 5 spots. We have one more triple threat qualifier for the NXT North American title. I think it's Kushida, a mystery person, which we don't know who it is, and I think it's either Jake Atlas or Cameron Grimes, one of the two. So I don't know who the mystery person is. I don't know if they're gonna keep bringing people, kind of like Rich Allen or some, like a new person from UK over. And that basically whoever wins makes 3 out of the 5, and the last 2 spots, whoever didn't get pinned or submitted in their qualifying match, they're gonna go one. They're gonna go 1-on-1 against, for example, like, so we're gonna have, what is it? We're gonna have
a gauntlet match.
It's gonna be 1-on-1. What I have to my understand, 1-on-1, and whoever wins is gonna win a spot in each. So there's basically 4 people that didn't get pinned. There was 3 matches. 1 person lost, so there's 4 people available. So out of those 2, they're gonna face each other and go to it. So it's gonna be they're gonna fight. 4 people gonna fight for 2 spots.
Okay. I don't like that, and this is why I say I don't like it. One is like, if you got 4 people, right? Why not just do a goddamn fatal 4?
But it's 5 spots. That's the only thing that's tough.
But the 5th person, because like they done it in Money in the Bank with Brock Lesnar, they have done it with other type of matches that they substitute someone out of the blue. Tasha replaced it. What's his name again? I could see his head. I could see his face. He was the tag team partner with the Bro King.
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne. They have done this so many different times. So if I was hosting the takeover, right, I will have the 4 spot be a fatal 4 between the 4 people who didn't get pinned, right? And then I will announce that there's going to be a 5th person,
mystery person,
like a mystery person, to then
it'll be Walter.
Take that spot, and that would be more. I think that would be more legit, because then people will want to know why is this particular person is taking that spot, and the conclusion is this person has to be a superstar to have that type of star power. That to me would have been the direction for that, but whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. So next week,
whatever.
I don't think Kushida. It's gonna be a good match because Kushida's in it. He's good, and I think I have to make sure which one's which. But I don't know if it's either Cameron Grimes or Jake Atlas. I don't know who's gonna be the mystery person. Like, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I know they've been mixing it up with new people and veterans and stuff, but it's just like, who else is left as veteran? And Adam Cole's busy, so you take him out. Probably Velveteen Dream, maybe. But there's really nobody else like I could think of, like the NXT roster, that it's like, oh, this person could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been going out of left field with the people that are in it. That is just like, I can even like predict who's.
Okay, but the thing to me also is like Dexter Lumis. To me, he was like one of my favorite person for this match. And seeing him that he got injured, it just like awakening, like, why are you not taking a chance with this man? You know what I'm saying? The moment it's now, and we're not risking it with him. Why not go all the way with this person to sell the tickets? And it's heartbroken that he got injured, of course, speedy recovery. But let's see how it goes, dude.
Yeah, I just went through the NXT division, and this, like, that I could think nobody pops up besides Velveteen Dream. Nobody else. Everybody's busy that you could think of TV time and stuff. Like, maybe Conor Reeves, maybe. But
I would bring down Tozawa.
That's about it. But Tozawa's champion, 24/7 champion.
Point taken. But you
So
bring someone with star power right now, Tozawa, and boom, call it
I
a
would
day.
honestly, you know who I would bring? Because I just saw when I was checking the news before we began, um, Ali lost against Moss, Riddick Moss. So the push that he
Mm-hmm.
had, he got destroyed. Even though it was Tuesday main event, but you losing on main event, first of all, you're main event, so they trying to fill time with you, and you're not picking up with the win. Like you're taking all the momentum out. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, just if you're not gonna use him on Raw, which he had a good thing before Apollo came back, just use him in NXT. Why not? Or even have him take over the cruiserweight division. He could help out, which would be good. But I don't think it's just WWE overall is gonna need a scramble. I know there's been talks about
Oh, are you talking about
redrafting.
the? Oh my God, that's the worst.
They need
Like
it. It's
you
bland.
you share that with me, and me listening, like me reading the whole article. I was like, this is basura, because a lot of people who do these wrestling podcasts, one thing I think we have in common is like WWE don't need to divide. They just unified
Hmm.
whoever they got
And
left.
just cross them over. But the thing
And
is, they have two deals with two different TV channels. So one TV channel want their people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's splitting time with two people. You know, so it's just like everybody wants their.
okay, but if you have a star, okay, so you're telling me that okay, you USA
Mhm,
and Fox Sport, right? Let's say they have like three people that has to be on the show, and they're heavyweight champions,
mhm.
the middleweight champion between the
Yeah.
Intel or the US, in the tag team, right?
Oh, a
So
woman,
those are
not even tag. Well, yeah, tag team, and the woman could rotate or at least one each. Basically, 4 titles per show.
oh yeah, per show.
Yeah.
So let's take out one, unify the women main title, and then we focus on the tag team title as them be able to jump from show to show, because the only group of people that have been jumping from show to show has been the women division.
But tag
So
team
it just, I,
because they were a tag team. That's
I mean,
why. You know
but
what I'm saying?
Charlotte was NXT and she was
Yeah,
also
but
on 3 shows,
Charlotte
so
is that was the only MVP that they had for the women's division.
what?
So they needed to bump up ratings somewhere.
Well, okay, so yeah, sure. I'm not disagreeing with that, but right now I'm saying the women division, and by women, Sasha and Bailey are the only two that has been on nearly every show
But you know
on both
why, right?
Fox and US, because there's no one else.
That too. But both shows, well, all 3 shows are in the same location. They won't be able to do this whole 3 show travel if they were traveling. They'll
Oh
be
no,
like
oh
they won't
no.
last a month. So because it's COVID and everything that's going on, and they can only be at the performance center, this is why they could, be basically have 3 brands in one show.
And if we're being realistic, right? Let's be realistic for a bit. This Rona, this pandemic that we're in, we don't know when it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's be straight up. All right, the second wave that people are predicting, talking out of wrestling, is like we were able to travel to different states with no problem, and now we're restricted that if we go to any of these states, we have to be in quarantine. So this is telling us that wrestling is going to continue to stay in that one place.
Except
Let's say they go.
SummerSlam, because there's been reports that they have maybe two locations, either at a boat, similar to what Chris Jericho has done. I
Mm-hmm,
don't think they're gonna travel overseas, but I think they might just put a ring in a boat, whatever,
mm-hmm.
or do similar to I think what AEW had the battle the beach something at a beach, have a ring because it's SummerSlam, put a ring at a beach and record there, kind of how they had it back in the day, which is not a bad idea because they're giving us something different. But besides that, they're gonna be stuck at the performance center.
And that's what the point that I'm going to is that because that this Rona situation doesn't seem that it's going to be gone overnight, is that unified it. You know what I'm saying? Unify everything. And once we're able to have the freedom to travel and witness it, then announce that you're going to do redraft. That would be the smart move, because AJ Styles, first of all, he's popular enough on SmackDown as well as in Raw. You need
Mm-hmm.
them both. Braun could definitely be a jobber for both show
A
with
jobber?
no Yes,
Oof.
Braun. Like at first, I was happy that he won the
I
Universal,
told you
but
it was
now
too early for him when he won it. I was like,
it's
it
not
was
even. It's not even about early. It's just like the buildup that they're doing
yeah.
with him. Because like I thought he was gonna be facing Sheamus, Cesaro, Big E, but all he's
AJ,
been,
whomever, yeah.
yeah, but
He
all his
hasn't been
attention has been Bray.
and he
So
hasn't
it's
been around for the past what 2 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
because
He
apparently
drowned.
he can't swim.
Yeah,
Otis
just
seems to
stand
be
up.
holding on to the briefcase. But Heavy Machinery would definitely be a nice tag team for both Fox and
Hmm.
US, alongside with the Luchas Party as jobbers. The USO definitely could bring help with numbers to bring it from millions to 2 millions, as well as the New Day. So there are other elements, key players that are in different show that if you unify them, they could help them grow stronger. You know what I'm saying? And then we could have more consistency of who's going to be the actual heavyweight champion, because now Drew McIntyre is now facing Randy Orton, where I don't believe Randy is going to get his 14th or 13, 14 world titlement in this generation.
I I don't know. We still a couple of weeks away from SummerSlam, and I have to see what they have to give us. But Randy could take it. Like I feel like McIntyre doing great promos and stuff, and he's holding it down pre-COVID, and he's slaying people. But there's something about Randy Orton, Legend Killer. I feel like he needs something to plant himself as like the true, like the main guy once again.
All right, nice segue. But again, Drew don't have nobody else to face. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why Randy's
I
gonna
would
take
love.
it, and then you could switch over afterwards to whomever.
I mean, I'd rather Drew continue whooping Sheamus' butt, Cesaro's butt, Andrade one more time, because those matches with him and Andrade
Mm-hmm.
was fire.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, I was hoping to get a Bobby Lashley part 2, but that's just being like, oh no, Bobby, we're not going to give you the heavyweight title, but we're going to give you this underground,
That was I was
Matt.
so I was like so heated when I watched Raw. I was like at first I was confused about the Raw Underground. Then I was like, okay, I could get behind this because they throw at least I'll give them. For me, Raw or SmackDown don't have to do too much to impress me because the bar's so low that like if you do a tournament or something
If they
different.
do a backflip, you be entertained.
I was like, if you do something different that what you normally give us, I was like, all right, Shane's came back, and I was like, there was a lot of like hype behind this, and I was like, all right, something different, and I think I messaged you. I'm like the guy that I think Baba Tunde, he was the 7 foot guy that was wrestling the little kid, and the WWE movie, he was like the one of the stars. So at least they debuted a new guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if this was done correctly, it could not work, but at least gives a different dimension of the show. Because there's people that have MMA background like Bobby Lashley. Other are not Olympians, but like elite wrestlers like Dolph Ziggler. You have Shelton Benjamins. You have other people that could like legit be kind of like a Fight Club, but using kind of like not kayfabe, but like partly like real / fake performance into this, and it'd be interesting. But they found something to make something new, something interesting, and mess it up by the end of the third hour. It's just like, how can you do this so quickly? Like I was so, and your whole purpose was to introduce the Hurt Business. We know who they are. They've been the Hurt Business for 3 weeks, a month, and this is how Miami Vice, like Fight Club, like dude, like this is a waste. And you had them lose the title. And give it like it was just like Monday. I was like so disappointed with Monday Night Raw.
Okay, so I'm not mad with underground wrestling. Okay, I your points are really valid. I'm glad to see like the Viking Raiders in a different element. I enjoyed Dolph Ziggler in it. I could see Samoa Joe if he wanted to
He
be
was.
part of it as
You
well.
could tell he was eyeing it.
I feel like he missed that like board meeting, and when he was watching it like during the recording process, he was like, "Oh shit, like
Yeah.
I want this." So yeah, there's a lot of like mid card heavyweight wrestlers that could definitely make the show possible. I felt the dancing girls was very unnecessary. Like we're
That was
not
so
in.
1990s. Like that was like attitude era, and it doesn't work now. And
I
they're not
mean, like,
even good looking
I
either.
feel, and I felt it's not about even the
No,
look.
what
It's
I'm
just
saying, but it's just like, dude, like,
no, it's not. Again, it's just like it was very unnecessary. They don't need the only time I could see like you could have like a female in general, no matter the body type, is maybe if they're holding the card or they're in a match.
yeah,
Well, other than that, it's like dancing girls is like what a distraction. Like, why are we focusing at least 5 seconds of our time on non-relative people? And then Shane, you know, I feel like Shane was like, "Hey guys, this is Shane. Is your buddy? Daddy said that in order for me to keep my portion of the wealth, I have to partake in this. So hey,
yeah.
here it is.
It
Underground
felt like a
fighting."
little bit MTV-ish. Remember, like it was just like, I don't know. It was just like it was if it was done correctly, it could have at least hold you over until SummerSlam. But it was just like you was able to create something and destroy it within 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes from creation. Like it was just crazy.
Okay, so do you like the timetable that they gave them? Like every 5 minutes of a match, they'll show like a brief boom, 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 winner, the superstar, and the jobber just go away.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And also the placement of it. If for example, if Raw Underground wasn't that Monday, basically Monday of this week, you will have to fill promo, and not a lot of people go to promos. Build stories, which is I don't think they could handle too many plates at the same time. So I prefer this, which is more action and more kind of like people can follow it better than promos and stories that nobody cares at the moment because you're planning for SummerSlam. So it was just like it was a good creation, but it was just like they just destroyed it within 3 hours. Like it was just like, and I don't know if we're gonna see it next Monday. I hope not. For me, it's just like
I think. I mean, if
it's part
with
of the
the
hurt
end,
business, so I don't know.
I feel like it might be. It's just not going to be as well hosted.
Yeah,
If that makes like
but
MVP
MVP
just.
could host better than Shane.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
he talks better. Shane has a mystique, Mike Mann mystique behind him, but MVP is a talker and he's able to sell everything. He sold us a new title. That United States title next to the old one. Whoa, like the Apollo had the great idea to be like, I'm keeping the new one that MVP bought, and I'm giving the OG or the original one to my kids because that's where it belongs with their kids. Because the new one is money. It's like it looks so fake next to the new one. It was like it was. I need to add that to the collection. So that's gonna be one of my next ones. But it looks good. It's so much better than the original one. They should. I'm glad this one I like. The Intercontinental, meh. But this is a true United States champion should be wearing, and it looks better.
So yeah, this is a little bit of downer, but let's just uplift the episode just a little bit more. Let's talk about the Cole and Pat scenario. So if I read it correctly, Pat was doing commentary,
Yes.
and Adam Cole came from the side and continued with his rant. You know what I'm saying? Bringing out Triple H, Shawn Michaels, the producer, anybody that's available to be, separate the two. So what this tells me, what happened on his show was not real. It was
It
all
could be because Pat's known to be an instigator and talk his smack, which 100% he could talk like one of the best for being a punter. It could maybe got kind of I feel like it's part reality because I feel like Adam Cole might be not sensitive, but I feel like there's some stuff that which is true, but I feel like it hurts him a little bit. So Pat being the instigator and stuff, they took what was kind of like rehearsed and stuff that took parts of that are real into the WWE universe and kind of made this out, which is I think it's a good thing for NXT Takeover.
okay, but again, this okay, so with even if he is an instigator, right? In wrestling, we just call him, a talker, a promo. You know what I'm saying? He just, spit some verse, and Adam Cole, like the best guy that we have in the business, he responded in a way that it was supposed to be. So I now feel more confident to say it was more rehearsed to build up viewing for both
Yeah.
show. Him being, Triple H going after in his show, confirming that, hey, we're going to build a story from this. And now it may seem that in Takeover, we might see a match. We might see a match with the great Adam Cole himself, Adam Cole Bebe, versus
The
Pat,
Super Bowl champion, Pat McAfee.
who was a punter. So
For
it's
probably one of the best teams. The Colts, he got paid and he got a couple of titles.
yeah. I mean,
I think
I thought
not title championships or
yeah.
I think they got two. I think one or two. They got only one.
One.
Well,
One.
one more than we got.
Because Peyton won it with the second one with the Broncos.
Yeah, true.
So he got one with Indy that one time. So yeah, so we have a champion versus a champion, maybe, I guess. And it gives me more of a peace of mind that they love each other and it's all part of the business. So I'm glad. But I think what made it more exciting, and I read it in a comment, is just the fact that if you pay attention to the detail, Triple H, once Pat punt kick Adam Cole, sold it beautifully. Triple H went after for the dude, and if that didn't give you some type of like a chill, be like, oh my god, they're really like selling this, then you guys were asleep. And like me watching the highlight clips of that right there, because it was all over the Twitter, it was all over the Facebook, it was over the social media in general. That was like one of the biggest talk of the night, and I think that helped them a lot.
And also, I think they could build something from this because I could potentially see Pat McAfee take it. Like the punt that Randy Orton got, Pat McAfee made money from that kick, so he could kick Adam Cole's head off with that move if it works out. But also,
literally, yes.
Also, you could build Undisputed Era with Imperium with Pat McAfee.
That's a rabbit hole I really don't want to go into.
But I'm saying, but like, because they had a match, and there's two of Imperiums down in NXT right now. There is Timothy Thatcher, which used to be a former Imperium guy, so he could join him or something. You still also have Rich Holland, so you could do those four European guys with together against Undisputed Era, like 4 against 3, or have Pat McAfee kind of like ask for help, or kind of like because they're Imperium is kind of very fundamental into wrestling and stuff, and Pat McAfee's fundamentally kind of like probably one of the best punters, so they could have something in common, kind of like have the respect for the ring and all that stuff, so they could do something to like ruin Adam Cole's chance at SummerSlam, because I think they might have an undisputed for the championship for the tag team possibly, so you could have something involved with NXT takeover. NXT UK taking over Europe, kind of maybe, possibly, I'd do that, but I don't know. That's another story possibly that they could do, but I like that they took stuff that happened outside of the ring and outside of WWE into it and build a story from that, which was great. And the same thing, I don't know if we talked about it a little bit, but I just want to kind of quickly, briefly talk about it. The Women's Tag Team Championship, Cup or whatever, I think that's good. It's on Tuesdays for AEW, and it's been going well. I wonder who the other 2 teams are gonna be. Well, 4 teams are gonna be for the tournament, and who's gonna face who. So I wonder.
I have no insight on that personally. I could just only be a good fan and root for the best. That's all I could do.
Because we had Taya Conti from NXT. She got debut with Anna Jay, and they won, which was good. And we had I talked about it on the last show about Nyla Rose. I don't think they were gonna mesh, and they didn't, which was good. She had her match, destroyed her, move on. So now you had other people in the tournament, which should be good for improving the women's division.
Yeah, but Nyla still won, right?
Nyla, she didn't lose. It was Ariane who lost. So NJ did kind of similar to like a natural selection, what Flair does. NJ on to Ariane, and Taya Conti picked up the win.
See, If I was running that program, the first thing I would had was Vicky be her partner and let Nyla Rose do all the work. That would have been money easily.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you made the promo of Vicky being Nyla Rose like it was a mistake. And I feel like it's not a mistake. It's just like it's not being pushed properly in my insight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Homegirl said that she wants to go back to WWE to be partner with Naomi and
Yeah, that's
you,
Naomi should not even be close to her.
oh my
Naomi is so
god.
much better than her.
Oh,
And like,
especially when she tried to do that Canadian a mind buster.
no,
Oh,
that was
oh yeah,
she
it was
did
not a
something.
Canadian.
It Canada Destroyer, but I feel she trying to be creative, and I feel like
Yeah.
not. It wasn't rehearsed, but it was just like it was not a mistake from both, but it was just like lack of practice between the two. Because
Chemistry.
Naomi,
Yep.
yeah, so it was just that. I feel like the move could have been performed, but I feel like since they never done it together or before, it looked kind of weird. Even the comments was like, "Oh, what was that?" And I'm like, "It's kind of like Canadian Destroyer blockbuster, but not really."
I mean, again, we both are in agreement. She should not be near Naomi whatsoever.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So again, it is what it is. But any other news talk real quick before we end the show?
Let's see. I think we cover a little bit of everything. I think the Bray Wyatt thing with Bliss, that was kind of weird. The finale.
Mm-hmm.
The Fiend basically doing the mandible claw on Bliss. It felt kind of odd, but maybe that's Sister Abigail, which was pretty cool. And Big E, I like that his Twitter comments on Booker T, him being himself and kind of getting potentially a singles run, and potentially I don't know if he's gonna go for Intercontinental, the heavyweight, but Big E is his time now. Kofi Kingston's out for a while, and Xavier Woods is out for a little bit. And he's still doing his streaming and stuff, but now it's Big E's moment, and especially that if you go back, he got a finisher now. It's the stretch muffler, which is a good move for especially somebody his size, and he could pull it off on anybody.
He also have the big ending too.
Yeah,
so,
but a lot of people have been getting out of that, so that's not a protective finisher. That's the issue. So the strap muffler, it's no, but you could split out of it. That's what happened when he was trying to do the same thing with the Dominator with Bobby Lashley. People get out of it. So it's not a protective finisher. I think the end of days, it's probably one of the moves that nobody has like got out of it. So that him getting a submission, it adds to his repertoire, and also
submission is nice.
And it kind of like makes it more like difficult for people as soon as he get people on that move, they're out. Because that you basically like destroying somebody's knee, and they're using their body weight against them, and it's just like it's crazy.
Now, if he had a high fly move,
yeah, he's gonna be like just destroying people if he like.
I don't know. That's the only thing he's missing. All right, Big E, make us proud in SmackDown. My audience, my people, mi gente, and all over around the world, we just want to say is thank you. That's all we could say. We appreciate you listening to us and supporting us on the YouTube, on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, the Providence Lucha Talk, as well as listening us to the audio content on YouTube, as well as the not YouTube, the Apple
YouTube,
Podcast,
Apple Podcast, Spotify,
and Spotify. Like you guys are the reason why we keep pushing, doing this as much as we can, and this is our show. So I'm your boy Jay Aguila.
This is Luisito.
And we say good night.
Good night. See ya.